Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I guess I clicked share the screen and then I opened up the page I was reading and it, I don't know, dropped the broadcast or whatever. But let's try this again. I'll wait for anybody to come back in here and I'll perform this differently. Sorry about that. Jeez. I read all that stuff for nothing, but that's okay. Are you doing this thing or not? Are you doing it? Okay. Okay. Gonna try this again and gonna do it differently here. Sorry about that. Is that you, John? um, I guess I clicked something wrong and whatever happened, it it turned off the broadcast. So um, um, gonna try this again. And we're gonna try this again. So gonna wait for a few minutes here until somebody comes in here and retry this via a second window since I tried to share that and it it when I guess clicked that page, it took me out of the stream and ended the stream on me. So we're going to redo this again and start over. And give it another shot when someone else comes in here. I'm not really in a hurry, so I posted this as RNM in quick format to have a structure, but yeah, I edited it and and now it doesn't come up on just because I added R and M to the I'm just going to delete the R and M out of it because everybody knows what I'm doing. And maybe that will actually let it come up in the YouTube search rather than like it did that time. It just would not show that I was on because it was showing that I was live a minute ago, but I added R and M to the tag, and it all of a sudden I'm no longer. There we go. See, I removed R and M. Thank you, YouTube and Google, for trying to suppress anything gang stalking and remote neural monitoring, V2K related, etc. Electronic harassment. You can't. I guess you can't even put it in your title anymore, or they're not going to see you because I'm looking at my page, at my YouTube page, and there, lo and behold, I'm showing up on the recommendations because I edited out R and M. I just had R and M, and it wouldn't show me on the recommendations. So that just, you know, the algorithm has been designed to suppress all things gang stalking. It looks like. So anyway, even though no one's in here right now, I'm going to pull up the page I'm looking for on a different tab so that it won't end my stream, and I can actually, you know, if I have to, come back and talk to you like this. You'll still be able to hear me and see me, but I won't be able to see you while I'm reading because it won't work the other way. I can't pull it up on the page here and it actually show it. So it's just not letting me do that. So I'm going to be just reading it from reading this article that explains a lot of things about remote neural monitoring. Even though I already read it once. Okay, here we go. Remote neural monitoring, a technology used for controlling the human brain. Have you ever thought about something you never shared with anyone and have been horror-struck at the mere thought of someone coming to know about your little secret? If you have, then you probably have all the more reason to be paranoid now, thanks to new and improved security systems being developed around the world to deal with terrorism that inadvertently end up impinging on, that should be infringing, on one's privacy. Some of the countries involved in such programs include USA, UK, Spain, Germany, and France. Recently, the National Security Agency, or NSA, of the US has developed a very efficient method of controlling the human brain. The technology is called remote neural monitoring, or RNM, and is expected to revolutionize crime detection and investigation. Unfortunately, it's not being used by only them now. It's being used by criminals mostly. What is it? What is neuromonitoring? RNM works remotely to control the brain in order to read and detect any criminal thought taking place inside the mind of a possible perpetrator. Research studies have shown that the human brain thinks at a rate of about 5,000 bits per second and does not have the capacity to compete with supercomputers performing via satellites. Implants and biotelemetry. The human brain has a distinctive set of bioelectric resonance system. For the RNM system, supercomputers are being used, and thus with its help, supercomputers can send messages through an implanted person's nervous system in order to influence their performance in a desired way. Now, it says through implanted technology. Well, it's since been understood and proven that they don't need implants. They can do it via your just the EMF field that's actually emitted by the human body. I'll, I'm, if you need me to, I'll find the article where that says about that you're transmitting it and they don't need implants. RNM has been developed after about 50 years of neuroelectromagnetic involuntary human experimentation. Involuntary human experimentation. That's the key. Involuntary. You're not consenting to this to be lab rats, but they're doing it to you anyway. According to many scientists, within a few years, it is expected that DNA microchips will be implanted in the human brain, which would make it inherently controllable. With RNM, it will be possible to read and control a person's emotional thought process along with the subconscious and dreams. At present, around the world, supercomputers are monitoring millions of people simultaneously with the speed of 20 billion bits per second, especially in countries like USA, Japan, Israel, and many European countries. Now, it says up here, the human brain only thinks at a rate of 5,000 bits per second. This stuff, and this is an older article, is able to calculate at 20 billion bits per second. So they can look at millions of people at once. RNM has a set of certain programs functioning at different levels, like the Signals Intelligence System, which uses electromagnetic frequencies, or EMF, to stimulate the brain for RNM and the electronic brain link, or EBL. The EMF brain stimulation system has been designed as radiation intelligence, which means receiving information from inadvertently originating electromagnetic waves in the environment, or your EMF. You're always generating an EMF or thermal radiation, which it detects. However, it is not related to the radioactivity or nuclear detonation. The recording machines in the Signals Intelligence System have electronic equipment that investigates electrical activity in humans from a distance. This computer generates brain mapping, can constantly monitor all electrical activities in the brain. The recording aid system decodes individual brain maps for security purposes. Although it's not being used for security, it's being used for crimes. What does it do? What does remote neuromonitoring do? Here's the stuff. For purposes of electronic evaluation, electrical activity in the speech center of the brain can be translated into the subject's verbal thoughts. RNM can send encoded signals to the auditory cortex, ears of the brain, directly bypassing the ear. They don't have to, they go to the cortex. It can also perform electrical mapping of the brain's activity from the visual center of the brain via your visual cortex, which it does by bypassing the eye and optic nerves. So they can be poking around and they're looking at stuff in your head without you knowing it. You know, you're watching TV or whatever, they can be poking around looking for other shit. Thus projecting images from the subject's brain onto a video monitor. They see what you're seeing. With this visual and audio memory, both can be visualized and analyzed. This system can remotely and non-invasively non-invasively. You don't know they're doing it. Detect information by digitally decoding the evoked potential in 30 to 50 megahertz, 5 milliwatt electromagnetic emissions from the brain. So you're always emanating 30 to 50 megahertz, 30 to 50 hertz from the brain at the 5 milliwatt range. Very low electrical current. Everyone. And your brain, your EEG is just like a blueprint. It's blueprint. There are no two alike, like your fingerprints. The nerves produce a shifting electrical pattern with a shifting magnetic flux, which then puts a constant amount of electromagnetic waves. There are spikes and patterns which are called evoked potentials in the electromagnetic emission from the brain. So they can read these patterns. The interesting part about this is that the entire exercise is carried out without any physical contact with the subject via remotely. EMF emission from the brain can be decoded into current thoughts, images, sounds in the subject's brain. It sends complicated codes and electromagnetic pulse signals to activate evoked potential inside the brain. In other words, manipulate your thoughts, your emotions, your senses, sending you subliminal messages, suggestions, vis-a-vis manipulation, hypnotism, whatever. Thus generating sounds and visual images in the neural circuits. With its speech, auditory, and visual communication systems, RNM allows for a complete audio-visual brain-to-brain link, or a brain-to-computer link. So, vis-a-vis, they can pull stuff from their brain, put it to your brain, put stuff in your brain to their brain. Well, they're implanting their images of their crimes or whatever the crap they did, and then presenting it on video to their liar stream or whoever they're presenting their bullshit to, that you're the perpetrator of these acts, when in actuality it's the asshole monitoring you, putting the stuff in your head that they're removing, saying you're doing it. Of course, the mechanism needs to decode the resonance frequency of each specific site to modulate the insertion of information in that specific location of the brain. So they manipulate it. RNM can also detect hearing via electromagnetic waves, and it also features the transmission of specific commands into the subconscious, producing visual disturbances, visual hallucinations, and injection of words and numbers into the brain through electromagnetic radiation waves, EMF. Also, it manipulates emotions and thoughts, reads thoughts remotely, causes pain to any nerve of the body, and coming up, something that Missy Target was interested in, allows for remote manipulation of behavior, controls sleep patterns, through which control over communication is made easy. This can be used for crime investigation and security management. However, it's not. It's being used for crimes. Big Brother is watching you. It has a big picture of the old Big Brother is watching you, like from the 1960s with the face on it. Concerns. In conclusion, with all the given benefits of RNM for tracking the illicit and treacherous activities, there are many concerns and risks being pointed out by human rights activists and other scientists. The agencies of human rights around the world have criticized RNM as a violation of basic human rights because it violates privacy and the dignity of thoughts. Your thoughts aren't your own anymore, people. and activities of life. Several countries have protested against it and refer to it as an attack on their human rights and civil rights. The scientists protesting against the use of RNM believe that people who have been implanted involuntarily become biological robots and guinea pigs for RNM activities in the guise of security. Like I said before, this is an older article and it conveys that you need implants. Well, there's been further research that indicates there are no implants needed. Once they scan you into the application and they have your biometric signature or EEG of your brain, the EMF waves you're emitting all the time, which are your fingerprint, they don't need an implant. This is an important biological concern related to microchip implantation, which is hidden technology using microwave radiations for the control of the mind. Scientists believe that, like leukemia and the cancerous risk posed by mobile phones, which also emit microwaves, RNM can also pose similar threats to a subject's overall health, as the heating effects of tissue with the speed of light is a known effect of high-powered microwave and electromagnetic pulse. They are fucking cooking you. Thus, RNM remains a controversial technology which is being used in many countries for security, maintenance, and surveillance. And crimes. It's a crime if you didn't consent. They already said involuntary experimentation. That's not consent. That's against your fucking will, against your civil rights, your human decency, your privacy, every fucking constitutional right we have in this country of America, let alone probably several other countries in the world. Human rights fucking crimes. And that's the end of this article. So, in conclusion, all the shit I've been telling you in my videos about your visual cortex, which was only my own critical thinking with some of my research about the visual cortex, the EMF, the 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 thermal radiation your body emits, the EMF of everything, the satellite broadcast that they use to do this to you. All these things I've told you are fucking collaborated with this one article. Scientists around the world know it's shit. Everybody knows it's shit, but they're fucking never gonna stop it. It's a crime. They flat out say involuntary experimentation of millions of people. They can do it to millions of us at once. And that's just with one device. Okay, so they can feasibly be fucking zapping everybody, all of us, all the time, and you don't know it. I said it in there, without your knowledge. Now, if you're a target and you're pissed off, that article gives you every fucking reason to be pissed off. Just that one article. So, there you go, Missy. You wondered about sleep induced without sedation? That's how they do it. They control your nervous system, your brain, your body. They can make you sick. They can make you stay awake. They can make you sleep. They can put shitty thoughts in your head. And when these shooters or whatever say, I was being manipulated by voices, that's these motherfuckers. That's these motherfuckers. That's these motherfuckers manipulating people to go on crazy shooting sprees or whatnot. When they're saying, the devil told me to do it. It wasn't the devil, it's a shitty motherfucker that lives next door to you or down the street. It's not aliens. It's not men in fucking black. It's not. It's not demons. Okay, they're shitty people using this fucking technology created by governments that were experimenting on you involuntarily. Now it's out of their fucking control and they don't know what to do, because if they admit it, then they got to admit they've been fucking you over for 50 years. Voila. So you happy? Would you like a link to that? Okay, well, we'll just give you this link. We'll link you to that article. That's fine. There's that article. Okay, that's just one article. Um, and like I've said, I've posted links to patents before. I've got so many bookmarks about this shit, and when a motherfucker comes in here and says, "Oh, V2K isn't real and neural monitoring isn't real and you're not being stalked," get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Not gonna listen to it, because I can read, I can critically think, and I'm fucking not stupid. But really, reading that one article, just because they know it. It's when I see the stories about, oh, the FBI is investigating Havana syndrome, this mystery illness, ain't a fucking mystery to them. They're lying. They're all lying. Every freaking one of them are lying through their teeth. They know exactly what it is. Exactly. So, that being said, any questions? Or would you like me to show you some more wonderful articles, that explain this stuff, and B2K and whatnot? I'm sorry, I'm like cursing and whatever, but it just upsets the crap out of me, really. I mean, through the the brain-machine interface, medically induced coma, coma achieved via brain activity using active EEG and titration of anesthesia to maintain burst suppression of the EEG to control, and stop motor neurons waking you up or causing you to do stuff. More for you. What would you like to hear about? I can look through some of my bookmarks that I've saved here, because that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm researching all this crap, and I read through it, and I critically think about it, and I try and interject with my summaries of what a paragraph says, and simply say, like when they were going through all the electromagnetic field causing microwave radiation, causing heating to the tissue. They're cooking you. That's all they should have said. They're fucking cooking you. Cooking your brain, cooking your heart, cooking your lungs, cooking your liver. Let me see here. I'll go ahead and find another bookmark of interest here. Here I'll go ahead and talk about synthetic telepathy. How about that? You want to hear about synthetic telepathy and how that works? Synthetic telepathy, remote neural monitoring, 5G, and satellite harassment. Patent number US 3951134A 1976. 24 patents of neurological warfare. 1976. Okay, 50 fucking years ago. Synthetic telepathy and remote neural monitoring are two sides of the same coin. Remote neural monitoring is a form of functional neuroimaging capable of extracting EEG data from the human brain at a distance with no physical contact or electrodes required. NSA has the capability to decode this data to extract subvocalizations, visual and auditory data from their target. It allows access to a person's thoughts without their knowledge or permission. Collecting massive amounts of personal data from the population allows them to feed back this information into quantum computers, which produce schematics for understanding the collective consciousness soul. Predictive types of programming are designed to influence and modify human behavior. The sooner you realize it is true, the better off you will be to protect yourselves. 5G is also kind of neurological network. Apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves. Apparatus for method of sensing brainwaves at positive remote from a subject whereby electromagnetic signal or different frequencies are simultaneously transmitted to the brain of the subject in which the signals interfere with one another to yield a waveform which is modulated by the subject's brainwaves. The interference waveform, which is representative of the brainwave activity and retransmission by the brain to a receiver where it is demodulated and amplified. The demodulated waveform is then displayed for visual viewing and routed to a computer for further processing and analysis. The demodulated waveform also can be used to produce a compensating signal which is transmitted back to the brain to affect a desired change in the electrical activity therein. So, vis-a-vis patent US 3951134A, this apparatus can manipulate the motherfucker's brain, make you do shit, make you feel shit, make you not want to do shit. Jose Delgado, Implants and Electromagnetic Mind Control, 1965. 1985 CNN special report on electromagnetic mind control featuring Jose Delgado and his famous 1965 experiment with an implanted bull. A significant milestone in this area came in the 1960s when Dr. Jose Delgado demonstrated remote control over a charging bull by connecting a radio antenna to electrodes inserted into the bull's brain. Delgado proved that the animal's aggressive impulses could be thwarted by electronically manipulating the bull's muscle reflexes. Remote neuromonitoring also has its roots in unethical human experimentation that was first developed and carried out by the Black Sun Nazi groups. These groups were directly involved in satanic rituals and offering to conjure dark forces. The Black Sun mind control testing schemes are actually satanic ritual abuse, or SRA. You can look that part up. I'll give this link to you so you can go through these other links if you like. Methods taken from the Black Magic Occult Information, or Ordo Template Orientis, or OTO. These methods were scientifically reproduced in the infamous MK Ultra trials. It goes on to say Patents for remote neural monitoring. Patent DE10253433A1. Thought transmission unit sends modulated electromagnetic wave beams to human receiver to influence thoughts and actions without electronic receiver. 2002. Patent US 6011991. Communication system and method including brainwave analysis and or use of brain activity, 1998. Patent US 6039688, therapeutic behavior modification program, compliance monitoring and feedback system, implants, 1997. Patent US 6587729, apparatus for audibly communicating speech, B2K, using the radio frequency hearing effect, 1996. Patent US 5935054A, remote magnetic manipulation of the nervous system, controlling your body, your brain, 1995. US Patent 5211129, syringe implantable identification transponder, 1991. Patent US 4877027, hearing systems. It doesn't really elaborate, but that was in 1998. Patent US 4395600, auditory subliminal message system and method, 1998. So they had a system and a method of attack, 1980. Patent US 3951134, apparatus and method for remotely monitoring and altering brainwaves, 1974. There are other patents for directed energy weapons that go on in this one list right here. I'm not going to go through them. There's remote magnetic manipulation of nervous systems, 1999. Apparatus and method for remote manipulation of nervous system by the magnetic dipole field of the rotating bar magnet. Reliance on modulation of spontaneous spiking patterns of sensory nerve receptors and exploitation of a resonance mechanism of certain neural circuits allows the use of very weak magnetic fields. This, together with the large magnetic movements that can be obtained with a permanent bar magnet, makes it possible to effectively manipulate the nervous system of the subject over a distance of several hundred meters. Using a special portable battery-powered device, the method can be used in law enforcement or in 5G, 4G towers. Now, 5G, HARP, HAARP, Real-World Simulations Matrix Nanobots, LDAL. Now, this is Nikola Tesla. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. I have not penetrated into the secrets of this core, but I know that it exists. That's a quote from Nikola Tesla. Patent US 6011991, remote brain computer interface neural monitoring, RNM 0104-2000, artificial telepathy. These are patents. These aren't imagined. These are not some Fruit Loop imagining about fungus or fucking aliens or Men in Black. These are real registered patents that have been around for a long fucking time, okay? So this is no bullshit. Here, you want to see? You can read for yourselves. Right here. You can go look at the damn page yourself and read them all yourself. You can look them up in the archives. I'm not going to keep reading through them, but the point is they can put you to sleep. They can keep you awake. They can read your thoughts, change your thoughts, fucking hypnotize a motherfucker. Cause dudes to go shooting people at random. Since 70s, 60s, and I'm telling you, in 50 years, it's going to be so fucking advanced that there ain't anything they can't do with it. Nothing they can't do to the human body with it. You control the nervous system and the brain. You're an avatar. You're like the Avatar from the movie Avatar. You feel me? You know, the movie where the dude has, you know, his legs are fucked and they beam his brain into this 10-foot tall fucking critter on this planet. You remember the movie? That's this shit right here. That's this shit. You can do that shit. Edward Snowden talks about him doing it. So give me a break. Fucking ain't real? Ain't real? What? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. But anyway, there's other articles, and like I said, there's a whole list of those patents. Okay, there's a whole list, and I read you off a few of them, and every one of them had something to do with neuromonitoring, V2K, mind manipulation at a frickin' distance, without fucking implants, without sticking a fucking micro up your ass or some fucking stupid fungus. It's just utter bullshit. Ain't no fungus. It's fucking technology. Ain't aliens. It's shitty people. That's all I gotta say. It's shitty people doing this for 50 years. And now it's so advanced they can do it to everybody at once. And you don't even know it. So, there you go, Missy. Now you know why, how, and how they're putting you to sleep. Or keeping you awake. Question answered. Definitively. So, how you doing today, John? I'm going to try and relax here for a minute. You having a good Friday evening, or should I say Saturday morning? Now it's 12:14 here in California. If you're in the U.S. somewhere, it's already morning for you. Or if you're in Australia, it's almost Saturday night. In the UK, it's definitely Saturday night. Or almost Sunday morning. Sorry, almost Sunday morning. But this is why they want to hide this crap. Because they've been doing it for 50 years. But now, like I said, it's not just the people that you're supposed to trust with things like this, like NSA, FBI, CIA, government agencies. It's your freaking neighbors. For clandestine means in large groups. So I go back to George Carlin. Beware stupid people in large groups, especially those with the technology that they push of a button, they can make you do cartwheels if they want to. For a joke. Or because they want to make you look like an asshole. Well, okay. I'll find the I'll I'll find the literature and the articles and the research done regarding no implants needed. I don't want to go through it right now. I don't want to search through all my shit and find the articles and the Harvard experiments and that and all the other stuff, Yale and MIT and all that crap. I'm not going to go through that right now, but I'll leave that for another video. Um, and we'll discuss that at another time, and I'll do that just for you, okay? And explain exactly how your body is already a natural antenna. I've explained that before via your iron enriched blood and magnesium enriched blood and water via the microwave absorption and your EMF broadcast coming off of your body all the time and out of your head, and how it's a fingerprint. Just like your fingerprints on your hand, they're no two alike. So that's how they can zap you in a crowd and only you. Yeah, it's not science fiction. Not science fiction, it's science fact. So they're not spirits. It's not witchcraft. It's not demons. Um, it's not little gray dudes from Zeta Reticuli. It's your shitty neighbors that live next door and down the street. And everybody knows about it. It's not a secret. That's a problem. There's a lot of people that know about it and just cover it up. I mean, it's a dirty little secret that nobody wants to talk about. Yeah. No, I'm not saying they can't implant you for, like the tracking purposes, right? Um, and maybe for increased, data absorption or whatever. But I will I will look through the research I've done and find you the articles and the the patent information that divines about not needing implants and the newer devices that don't require any. That's why I'm saying the advances you know they've done, it doesn't require they got to put a bug in you or nothing. You're the bug. You're the surveillance equipment now. Once they scan your EEG, like I said, which is your fingerprint, that's your bug. You're the surveillance equipment. Your eyes, your ears, your nose, your mouth, your taste, your hands, your feeling, all five senses. Anything your brain perceives, they can glean. Memories, freaked out thought you had about some bizarre thing, it's all there. And like I said with the brain, just in that one article, the brain to brain interface is how they're using it on themselves and taking, that's why I say that they're using your clean record to alibi themselves for their crimes by implanting their crimes into your head and showing those images coming from you. That's why I say they're all these streams they're doing to perp people, targets. They're doing it in tandem with a page or a screen where you're in there with them, right? While they're blabbing to you, but then there's the stream where they have your impersonator or whoever's saying they're you, deep faking you, and will say whatever the fuck they want as you while you're over here. You can't, you're not, your V2K has no interaction with the fuckheads they're telling all this shit to. You feel me? You're over here in this chat while they're fucking with you, and they're telling everybody else, oh, blah, blah, blah. He's the bad guy. We're the wonderful, shiny, happy fucking people, and we're fucking you over by impersonating you, your family, your friends, and yada, 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 while you're being fucked over by these assholes in the other chat. Yeah, well, maybe they are. But anyway, anything they show regarding you is deep fake. It's going to be manipulated. The scenarios are going to be manipulated. You're going to be put in their place or somebody else's place that is fucking killing somebody or raping somebody or doing dope or whatever, or saying racist shit or whatever. And that's going to be your impersonator that looks like you, sounds like you, because they're using, masking technology with your face, your voice, but it's the impersonator while you're over here in the other live stream that they have with you and your handlers or whatever, the people, the perpetrators screwing you over while they're posting you on another chat. I'm adamant about that. Because they're not doing anything for you. They're doing it to ruin you. But almost been in here an hour. I think I've hit on the subjects I wanted to hit on. Thank you for watching. I hope this information helps you understand that some of the aspects of being targeted and the whys and the hows. So have a good night and good morning wherever you are. And basically, since you're basically the Truman Show as a target, good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you are. Have a good day.